everybody. This is Kalyn, White Glove Models, and of course we have the wonderful Lewis, Modelmaking Trucker, and we're just going to get straight down to business. This is the Revell, should be non-existent scale HMS Victory, and yeah, it's been a little bit since we've done a video on this particular kit. Partly due to the fact that I would never buy this kit again. So, and I don't think Lewis would either. So, anyways, welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are all having an awesome Sunday, and we're just gonna kind of get right into it and see where this leads.
Yeah, this is Revell's Torture Kit.
Yeah. And trying to make any modifications to it, it can be done. It's just why is the point that I'm at is just, why. It's fun though. It's been an interesting little experience, and it just makes me all the more want to build a wooden ship. I don't know why I think building a wooden ship would be any easier, but I think in the long run it would just be a better looking kit in the end.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully when these are done, it'll look good. Hopefully. But it's just getting from the start to the finish. It's torture.
And I still have a lot of painting to do. I haven't even primed anything. So we'll hopefully get to that point to where I can prime everything after today.
If you have good friends, they send you this kit. It's made me. There's Revell do, I think, a 1/86th scale Man of War. And it's like it looks interesting. It looks nice and big.
Yeah, I think I may have seen that one.
Yeah. I'll send you it. And if it's about as good as this kit, I won't get it.
There you go.
I've just got a few more bits to paint. I need to speak with someone about printing me the front end because it went walkabouts in the truck.
Yes, this piece right here.
Yeah. I had it glued onto a cocktail stick, and it was in a makeshift holder that I put on the bunk, and I must have chucked my jacket on. It's knocked off onto my jacket, and as I've grabbed my jacket to jump out of the truck, I think it's followed me. So if there's anyone watching from up at Bolton Way, it might be up there at the Audi. I can have it back.
Yeah. It'd probably be squished into the pavement by this point.
Yeah.
So, have you heard of Easy Line?
Yes, I actually have some.
Do you?
Yeah, somewhere.
I have some actually coming in the mail and should be here on Friday, or no, Monday. And I got the fine and then the thick, but I'm assuming I'll be using the fine a lot more than I'll ever be using the thick.
Yeah, when someone stops banging about in the background, Nat.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Hi,
I've got.
Nat.
Evening.
I didn't say hi to you yet.
Because it's you, Kalyn, I'll forgive you.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I've got the fine just here.
Okay. And it's pretty stretchy, isn't it?
It is when you can get hold of it. There you go.
It's because I was thinking for the Bismarck, the fine would be the best for the 1-200 Bismarck, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would do all battleship rigging in the fine one. I've not got the thick, so I can't say anything. The only thing I would say is be very careful taking it off the bobbin, because I've had one snap and it is mixed in somewhere.
Oh no.
But I just need to get a piece, cut it, and then it'll unravel over time.
Yeah.
I'll find the other end. What do I need? I need the earth.
Yeah, because I'm assuming this thread that they gave us with the kit is pretty much useless.
Yeah. That's the thing I find quite annoying. The thread they give you for rigging in most of them, they're like cotton wool.
Uh-huh. And it frays.
Yeah. It frays, it's thick, it's chunky.
So let's see. And Steve has joined us, Totally Scale Models. Hi, Steve.
Evening, Steve. Steve will know what I mean about the shuttle.
Yes.
It's a nice present, isn't it, Steve? For a very nice friend. Oh, the next option is the old Airfix. What is it? Spitfire.
The
124 Spitfire.
The 124.
Yeah, the old one though.
Okay, I don't know if I've seen it. That would actually. I just recently got the Edward Spitfire LFMK VC, which I don't know what the VC stands for. And it is a 1/32nd scale, I believe. Nope, I lied. It's 1/48. I wished it was 1/32nd. But I guess it's the early version of it, because it came with some stuff that were different with the early version. Some resin parts and stuff, which I thought was really cool. And the other one, the big American one that I'm pretty happy about, was I did get in 1/32nd scale. It's the Dragon Models P51V Mustang. And that looks like a beautiful kit.
Yeah, but out of the two planes, the Spitfire is the best.
Oh, heck yeah. The Spitfire is definitely better. That's actually kind of funny too, because I've always liked the Spitfire over the Mustang.
I've always preferred any British plane.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything about being British, right? No, it's American.
Trying to decide how I'm going to cut these. Oh. Ignore him, please.
Yeah, I think he's either referencing about the shuttle or 124 Spitfire.
Yeah. And we have Mark in the house. Hi, Mark. How's it going?
Evening, Mark.
Always a pleasure to have you in.
So we have no more dexterous crafters. Friday Gem for a while.
Oh, that's right.
She's finally got herself a job.
A proper job.
A proper job.
No encouragement's needed, Kalyn.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of, is Lewis still going on about the video, or did you finally tell him?
Oh, I had to tell him, honestly, if Nick could kill, I would not have lived through till morning. I'm not that brave.
Yeah.
The thing is, I wouldn't actually put it past her.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've gone to work and she sent me a text message, oh, this is what you and Connor look like fast asleep in bed last night. It's like, sod off.
But you look cute when you've got the kids snuggled up with you.
Let's see. Somewhere I have little tiny scissors, and I don't know. I don't know where they went.
They'll be in the last place you look, Kalyn.
They will. Because if I kept looking after that, I'd be crazy.
That's what Nat does.
Oh, I was going to ask you about Photoetch. Do you anneal your Photoetch?
No.
Is it necessary?
I don't think so. I've not done it.
Because Chris K recommended doing it, and I was like, I had actually not heard that. I had been told if you soak it in vinegar, the paint sticks better, the primer and paint sticks better, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've not annealed the Photoetch. I've not soaked it in vinegar because I can't stand vinegar.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those that everyone will have their own different way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I working on that other ship. It's kind of practice before I start working on my trumpeter kits, and the photo etch on it. One of the pieces, like, because I tried different ways of cutting it, and the first time I used a flat blade, and the flat blade broke, and it actually went and damaged a piece.
Mm.
And they don't give you any extra. Like, that's the thing, is like sometimes with kit parts you get an extra piece here or there for stuff they know you might lose or damage. And photo etch, you get nothing. What you get is what you get, and that's a little bit frustrating because I don't know how I'm going to fix this one piece. Because what it is it's one of the bracket, or I don't know what you'd call it, but it holds the depth charges.
Oh yeah.
It's like one of those holders that
cages.
That releases them, and it's got all these itty bitty, very fine, very fragile bars that are basically the whole structure itself, and those got severely damaged. And so I was thinking I could maybe try to recreated out of very thin styrene, but even the styrene's too small or too big.
Flat wire.
That's possible, yeah. If I can find thin enough wire. Here they are. Nope, that's not them. There, yep, I found them. Aha. Yeah, and it just sucks because it was one piece that I could probably keep it off the ship and no one would ever even notice. Yeah. But it's weird because it's a modern day ship and it has depth charges on it. I didn't know that was still a thing.
I don't know. I've not come across it, not on a modern day ship, but I've not really done modern day ships.
But it is German, and you know, they do things differently.
Yeah. Probably a World War II ship they've still got. Because they never really like spending money on stuff like that.
Yeah. And Kevin is in as well, KX4 Gaming and Models. Hey, all.
Evening, Kevin.
Is that a water?
Sorry?
Is that a water dispenser?
That's the fish tank.
Oh.
We've had to move the fish tank into the kitchen. It's a clam that has an air pump going through it and it opens and closes.
Okay.
Let's switch them off. I mean, while they're off now, I could feed them, but...
Yeah, so I'm just going to do this stitch and I'll feed them.
So Nat's going to be working evenings, or how is that going to work?
She's going to be working all day.
Oh, wow.
7 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. So for me, it's a short day, but she's moaning about it. Oh, it's a long day.
Oh, I did.
Maybe a short day for you. At least I'm on my feet. I'm not sat down for 13 hours and up for 2. Sorry.
I know it's going to make a change for you not being sat down for 13 hours, isn't it?
So do the kids go to school during the summer, or are they off?
They're off.
Does the hospital provide care, or?
No, what we're doing is we're going back to what we did when I was at the care home. So I'll only work, at the moment I'm only doing Saturdays. So I'll either have a full weekend or a Saturday, but obviously Lewis is home, so we'll sort of just swap.
Uh-huh. That works out. Yeah, I hear sometimes hospitals provide their employees with childcare, and some places don't. It just depends.
They provide heavily discounted, shall we say. But the only problem is it's a nursery, not actual daycare.
Okay.
So I think it would go up to 4. So no good for these two anyway.
Yeah. Well, Lewis knows how to keep them entertained, so.
Oh, yes.
Yep, they certainly found that one out this afternoon. Did a little challenge with Nat.
I hate you.
So I don't know if you've seen it on the internet, on Facebook and whatnot. It's you have a funnel. It's just tucked down the front of your trousers, and you put a ball on top of your head, and you just try and tilt your head forward and try and get this ball in the funnel. So I had a go, didn't do it. Connor and Paige had a go, they didn't do it. Nat had a go, and as she put the funnel into the front of her trousers, went to tilt her head to drop the ball into the funnel, I chucked in a glass of cold water.
Oh, man. I bet she really enjoyed that.
That's one way to put it, Kalyn. Kids thought it was flipping hilarious. Bless them.
And then she decided to try and get her own back on me she had a handful of ice cream and decided to try and chuck it at me. And it landed on her chair. So I picked it up and rubbed it in her face.
And my hair, thank you very much.
Yep, and your hair.
Oh, yes, it's definitely never boring around here.
Never a dull moment.
Oh, God, no.
Thing is, she keeps telling the kids, because they keep trying to start, like trying to wind me up and whatnot. And then they complain when I decide to retaliate. Nat keeps telling them, you'll lose, just leave him alone. And they don't listen. Nat decided to try it this afternoon, I say, with the ice cream. She realised, can't beat Daddy.
No.
I just realised I've got to be quicker.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. Maybe this will actually work. Let's see. This is almost as much fun as Photoetch. I did realize after, because the first one of those cages that I made, I was severely frustrated, and was like, this is super. It just took me forever for the first one, but then after I got the hang of it, because I have let's see, I think 12 of them to make, and after that first one, the rest of them went together really quickly, and I was able to, because I had the folds down and the technique.
Yeah.
I still don't have a photo etch bender. At some point I need to get one, but I've just been using two knives.
Yeah.
And it works for small pieces. At some point I'd like to get a decent photo etch bender though. And Linda, hi Linda, how's it going? Thanks for popping in. That's my
Hello,
mom.
Linda.
And Steve was saying, so anyway, why has Nat glammed up the? Oh, why was yeah, Princess Nat? Why was she princessy? Did you guys have a hot date?
No, it was our weekly shop.
Yeah.
No, it weren't any. I'll take the compliments. Thank you very much. It was just.
We don't get out much, so she has any excuse to get dressed up.
There you go. It was a nice. It was a pretty. I don't. Was it a blouse or a dress?
My corset top.
Oh, okay. You and Lewis were playing around again, huh?
I was tying the corset up.
Because I got some. I bought myself some new. It's the proper kind of corsets, the boned corsets like you see in the old-fashioned films.
Yeah.
The only problem is I can't tighten them tight enough myself, so I'm pretty restricted. So I can only wear them when Lewis is home.
Yeah.
So I thought actually it was nice. So I thought, you know what, I'll put one of my nice corset tops on, and Lewis had bought me the earrings, so I thought, you know what, why not?
Yeah.
Because you just went shopping. It wasn't really worth it. Oh, was that a rhetorical question?
It was.
I apologise.
Bring some class into Skegness.
What,
There
why
you
not?
go.
Do a tall ship, he said.
Yeah.
You modelers have some wonderful ideas.
I was quite happy to not. And then someone said, no, there you go, get it built.
Yep.
And like you say, you know what to do when we're able to return the favour.
Send him a paper model.
Cruel.
Yeah. James really wants you to build that.
It's been a standing joke for God knows how long. Good while, hasn't it, Lewis?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Steve was asking the other day about Photoetch. Where's a good place to buy it? Do you know anywhere over there? I know I've seen it online at a few places in the UK, but
yeah, I mean, if you speak with James from Spruebox,
I guess Steve didn't have, or James didn't have what he needed.
Hannants. There's a company in London called Hannants. They do quite a bit of aftermarket stuff. Other than that, it's just troll through the internet until you find.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't say I don't use eBay, I don't like eBay. I'm very dubious over it because it to me is like a car boot sale online.
Yeah.
I know lots of people buy and sell on eBay, and 90% of the time it's fine. You can bet your bottom dollar I'll find that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've had some terrible luck on eBay.
Amazon do not a lot. They do a bit of Photoetch.
Yeah, I can't remember. I wish I could remember the site that I bought your Star Trek Into Darkness photo etch from, because they had a load of photo etch for different kits, and I can't remember what the name of that site was. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But for over here, it always seems like the majority of the companies that create photo etch and accessories for models are over in Europe, and very few here in America. And if they are, they're a small company that you've never heard of. Okay, that should fit now, I think. If I do this, I'm going to screw it up. I know it. There we go. No, flipped around. And have you used the Pontos sets, the detail sets yet?
I have. I started using it with the the Turpits. That's a Pontos set.
Okay.
I like their instructions better than Edward. Edward, sometimes they don't show you clearly what part you're replacing.
Okay.
Whereas the Pontos one, it shows you it clear enough so you know where to stick it.
That's good. Yeah, I've noticed that with the Tacom kit, they don't give you the parts that it's replacing. But they're very clear on when to use it.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that, because that's been helping a lot on that build.
Sure, Titanic stuff on us as well?
Yes.
And that came separate, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. My bank balance felt that one.
She says her bank balance
Right,
is
our
actually
bank
mine.
balance then. It felt it.
Yeah.
Wasn't that bad. It's under 120 quid.
And Mark is in the house. Hi, Mark. How's it going? Mark Shellard.
Uh-oh.
Evening, Mark.
Yeah, there went the live stream.
Yes, he posted something up on Dexterous Crafters today.
Did he?
Yeah, I noticed it got reported, so I had to do the honourable thing.
Hang on. You noticed it was reported because who reported it, my darling?
Well, that's by the by. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's anonymous who reported it. You know, it had been reported.
It had nothing to do with the fact it was a pink Panther / pink tank.
I don't understand the word pink. Off red? Yes. It was off red.
Was that the one dangling in the air? It was like on a crane or something?
No, that was from Dan.
Oh, okay. That's
One.
yeah. I saw that one.
Yeah, I think I managed to get this one before anyone see it. It's all good fun.
Indeed.
If we didn't have fun, we'd all turn into snowflakes.
Very true.
If we didn't have fun, we'd all turn out like that.
Oh. So how's your good lady today, Kalyn?
Oh, she's all right. Her nephew had a baseball game yesterday, and so she went to that. She was gone all day, and now she's just relaxing.
Don't blame her.
Yeah, their family camping trip is coming up in a week or two, and I obviously can't go because it's just too hard for me to sit that long in a car traveling, because they go about 5-6 miles or hours away, and so I figured that would be a good time to have my dad come down, and he's going to be doing some work in our backyard in the dog area, trying to get some, because we bought fake grass.
Yeah.
And, we just need to put it into the kennel, and it requires removing some dirt and putting in some gravel. And so since I can't do all that, and it's been put on hold for 2 years, he is kindly going to come down and do that for me. So that'll be nice to finally have the imitation lawn put in. The dogs seem to like it. So
we could do with some of that.
Yeah, if we were gonna try to put real grass in our backyard, it would cost a fortune to water it. And California doesn't like that.
See, we our lawnmower broke down. Only a cheap electric one. We'd had it 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it just gave up the ghost. So I said to Nat, I'll buy a petrol one. Because when we get moved, hopefully we'll have a bigger lawn.
Yeah.
So I bought it. And then I was looking. So I said, what about putting like AstroTurf imitation grass, as you call it?
Mm-hmm.
Fake grass down. She says, yeah, we can do. Yeah, that would be a good idea. I said, well, I really well ain't. She goes, why not? I said, because we just spent 180 quid on a brand new lawnmower.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing. Cause it's like when we moved here, there was hardly any grass, were there?
But no, there was grass. It was just uneven.
It looked awful. So when we moved in, we got it all sorted. We got, what do you call it? I want to call it the grass sheets. Don't laugh.
Turf.
The turf rolls. All real grass. It looks lovely. And then first winter, it just didn't really survive, did it?
Well, it survived. It was kids.
Kids and the dog.
Yeah.
Take care, Steve. If you're still here, have a good rest of the weekend.
See you later, Steve.
I guess it's Sunday night for you guys. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Mark or Dan is in the house.
Oh God. Oh God.
What could possibly go wrong?
How's it going, Dan?
Just remember though, Dan and Mark, I do still have button control.
Yes, he does. Yeah, speaking of which, so Nat, when it comes to creating mods, do you have to do it on your YouTube account, or do we do it here on StreamYard?
We'll do it on, it's done on YouTube. What we'll do is, once this is finished, I'll do a screen share and show you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thankfully I haven't had any bots come in, but I'm also a tiny channel, so I don't think they worry too much.
I think we've already had them a couple of times, haven't we? But yeah, no, we'll get it sorted for you, Kalyn.
All right, thank you.
And no, Dan, you're far from one of them, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Dan's just said that he's flattered, but he's not a god. Just said he's far from that. I can think of a few other things to call him.
Unique.
That's one. You know what day it is tomorrow, don't you, Kalyn?
Say tomorrow.
Yep.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
It's the day you missed. It's the day.
D-Day.
It's the day you made the best day of your life.
No, it's D-Day. 6th of June. D-Day.
That's right.
It's also the day where you made one of the best decisions of your life.
Is it your anniversary?
It is tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Did that sound convincing enough?
No.
Very.
Your acting's about as good as Amber Heard's. Sorry, Kalyn, I just had to.
That's hilarious.
What is this, that one?
What was the verdict? I haven't heard.
She's guilty.
No, well, it's not innocent or guilty. Johnny Depp won all his counts, and she won one part. So Johnny Depp got awarded $15 million in damages, and she got awarded $2 million.
So she gets $2 million, and that's I guess that's fair. Yeah,
So after you, Kalyn.
Oh yeah, I kind of quit watching it. I just had seen little bits and pieces of it because everybody and their mother was posting about it, and I know Dirk had jokingly made a comment about it, like it was going to be a game changing day when the verdict was read or something like that, and it was how it was going to affect everybody's lives. Wow, he's funny. I love Dirk.
Yeah, it certainly affected my life.
Yeah.
I had to put up listening to it. Yeah.
It was only for 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Seems longer than that.
Dan saying, other thing Lewis could call me Captain Awesome, Tank Commander Extraordinaire.
Yeah, again, not the first things that come to mind. I do have something little to show off, if I may.
Absolutely.
There you go.
That is absolutely amazing.
All the skin tones done with an airbrush.
That's better skin complexion than I've ever been able to get on any model.
I'd like to think I can make some models blush.
There is, I saw a figure the other day, and I can't remember where it was at, and it was on one of the Facebook groups, and I asked the guy where he got it from, but he never replied back, and I can't remember what it was, but it was a really cool looking figure, and I thought it would be a lot of fun to paint up, but I don't know if it was 3D printed or whatnot. It's hard to tell anymore because
yeah,
you know,
I still need a 3D printer though.
I don't know, after seeing all the trouble that people that are just getting into it have, I don't know if I have the patience for it.
I'm sorry, you don't think you have the patience?
Yeah, I don't know. Yet I'm sitting here cutting a tiny net. I did downsized drastically my 1/72 airplane collection because I have decided that I would much rather build better detailed, larger kits.
Bigger is better.
It is. And I'm kind of going back into where I want to build a lot of ships and stuff. I seem to enjoy those more than airplanes. I do like airplanes. I'm not saying I don't like them. I just they seem to get more satisfaction out of building a somewhat historically accurate ship.
Yeah. I'm just going to make a little service announcement. I apologise if there's any shouting because Nat's just gone up to tell the kids to go to sleep.
There aren't any nets on the upper deck, are there?
No.
Okay.
Not that I can see.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Dan's saying that he has two 3D printers. The PLA one is rubbish. Print line are horrendous. The resin one, on the other hand, took 5 minutes to set up and does perfect prints. Nice. I could see the value in it if you're creating spare parts or better detailed parts for certain kits and other things that they don't make model kits for that you want to do.
Or female figures.
Definitely. There's so many files out there too that are readily available that you don't have to create. And that's actually kind of been, so the ones I wanted to do ever since I saw Lou Del Maso from Aztec Dummy do it. He did the Girls from Sucker Punch, which is a movie that it's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. And he did these wonderful figures, and he told me the name of the guy who created the files. And so I got in touch with him and I bought the files, but I don't have a printer. And so Omar over at HobbyLink International has been, he was given permission by the creator of the files to print them for me and then send them to me. And so at some point, I should have all of them in 1/4 scale, I think it's going to be. And I'll do those here at some point. I'm very excited for those. So I need to work on my skin tones because I think I'll be airbrushing those figures.
I just bought the Vallejo set of skin tones.
Mm-hmm.
Just bought that and just plastered them all on.
Yeah, that set looks really nice. There, Vallejo has the Kriegsmarine, or however you pronounce that, Kriegsmarine set as well. But I'm wavering between getting that one or Life Color is another brand I've been told about that has a really nice. They have two different sets for the German colors of ships. And so I think I might go with those.
Yeah.
Because I've been told Life Color is really, really nice.
Yeah.
I have a couple of Vallejo colors, but only like 3, I think. And I hate their primer. Their primer is awful. You can't sand it.
I don't know. The only primer I use is Mr. Hobby.
Oh, yes. I've been using, now that I'm a proper modeler and have gotten myself some of the Mr. Hobby's finishing surfacers or whatever. I have grown to love these. I have 1500 and 1000, but I need to get there's the 1200, which you said you like to use, and then also there's a 500, which I've been told is good for filler.
Yeah, I mean with the filler, your other ones you've got at the top of your cap, it'll be a lot thicker.
Okay.
If you use the stuff out the top of the cap, it's good for filler as well.
Because it's thick.
Yeah. It does shrink though. I think I missed a trick as well. And that's not got me anything for our anniversary, which I'm not fussed about. But I mentioned to her about a Lancaster flight experience.
Ooh, yes.
I've done it once before. I've done it for half an hour. But I think she's going to get me the hour one this time. So I'm going to fly a Lancaster again.
That will be amazing.
Oh, yes. It's unreal. But I think I should have said to her about the spray gunner.
Oh.
Cordless compressor.
Yes. So here's mine, and this is my go-to now, and the airbrush is over at the booth. But this thing, I may at some point in my life get the one that you want that you can plug in any airbrush, because this is just a lifesaver, and it does everything. Basically, it has the 2 different pressures. So if you're doing like a very light detail oriented work, you can do the low pressure, which is its automatic setting, or you can switch to high pressure, which is usually about 25 to 30 psi. And that's really nice for like when you're primering and doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, it's dumbed it down a little bit for me, which I think I needed.
Yeah.
And I mean, for you, it's like the perfect thing because you can take it on the road. And
oh, yes.
I'm curious to see if anybody's going to have any at Telford, because it's kind of becoming, a lot of companies are picking them up now and starting to do it. And it all started, I think, with Spray Gunner or some other company.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon have quite a few what I would call imitation ones.
Yeah.
I'm always dubious about them sort of things.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I suppose if it doesn't work, I can always send it back. I'm possibly looking at not getting the one like you got. You got the one with the airbrush, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm looking at possibly getting the one where I could put my own airbrush on it that comes with a connector.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has like a hose and connector.
Yeah. And I think it's just having that freedom from the actual compressor. I know the compressor's not heavy, but when you're limited for space, like in the truck, I can just hold just the airbrush.
Yeah, and it charges off of a USB port. So
Yeah.
it's perfect for a truck. I'm very confused. I thought I had more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I missing barrel or cannons? Okay. It says to make 30 of these, and I only have, oh, wait. Never mind.
Found them.
30 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's 30. Okay, that makes sense. So that's just the ones where you attach the barrels. And then they have the ones that the barrel's already attached. And then there's the stands that are separate with that you need barrels for. And all my barrels are mixed up. So I have no idea if they're different sizes or not. Yeah, what is it, 100 or 101 guns on this ship? Something like that.
No, I'll have a quick Google in a second.
I think it says on the box. I actually have the box pretty handy. I could be wrong. Maybe I read it somewhere else. Yeah, it doesn't say.
104.
104. Wow.
On Victory, the gun is king. At the Battle of Trafalgar, the ship carried 104 guns spread over 4 decks.
Thank you, Nat.
Not a problem.
Oh, hey, and Todd is here. How's it going, Todd? Marvel FX or?
Evening, Todd.
I keep telling Horlicks we need to get a convoy going. Okay, and Mark was asking how easy are they to use. Trying to think of what I was talking about.
Airbrush compressor.
Oh, it's so easy to use, and some people have asked, Marcy, she has one, I believe, and we were kind of talking about how to hold it. For me, I have big hands. I usually just grip the compressor itself, and to me, it gives me excellent control because I have something more to hold on to. For those people that really like the trigger style airbrushes, because they have that grip, I would compare it to that, except you're still using the top side trigger. But for the ease of use and cleaning, this is so easy. Cleaning the airbrush that came with this is a lot easier than cleaning my Posh Talon. The Posh Talon takes just a little bit more care and finesse to cleaning it. And the battery on most of the compressors that come from Spray Gunner will last about 40 to 45 minutes on the high pressure level. On low pressure, you could probably get about an hour and a half, but who sprays for that long? I can usually do about, if I have 3 different projects that I have lined up to paint, I can get through all of them without it dying on me. And it lets you know. That was the other thing, because I want to do a full review on it. But the other thing is when this starts dying, when the battery starts getting low, it doesn't just quit on you. You can finish what you're doing because it starts letting you know it'll spray a little bit and it'll run, and then it'll start stopping, and then you just press it again if you need to finish an area, and you can keep doing that for probably about 15 minutes until it's just completely dead. But I've never let it go completely dead. So you don't have to worry about, halfway through a project, all of a sudden the battery dies, because it's going to let you finish that project. So I think that was some people's curiosity about how that works. Like if you're in the middle of painting, say, a hull or something, and all of a sudden it just dies, it doesn't do that. You can finish it. Dan, I know they are called cannons, but it's been referred to as like the 104 gun ship or something like that in times. I thought it was like 101 or 100, but Nat said the Googles say it's 104.
She was so close to being scrapped as well.
What, Victory or me?
Victory.
I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You're past scrapping.
Yeah. Melissa's and my anniversary is in September, and she's going nuts trying to figure out what I have done, because I won't tell her. It's our 5th anniversary, and so I've planned a trip that I won't tell her about, and it's driving her crazy.
Oh, yes, I know that feeling.
What?
The less she knows, the better, because it's the only way I can get her out of the house. If she doesn't have the option to say no.
Thought women always had the option to say no.
Well, for certain things, yes.
Nat always says no to me about everything.
I know, and Paige started early. She says no for when you want to buy a new model.
Oh.
Yep. And I've even now got the kids to help.
Yeah, that's what you just said, Paige.
Oh, sorry. So, checking my holes.
You just weren't listening, was you? Checking your holes.
I was making sure I got into the right hole on my own. I'm just digging even more now.
Yeah. We went magnet fishing though, and she enjoyed it.
You guys went this weekend?
Yeah, went
Right
Saturday.
on. Did you find anything fun?
Found some scraps of metal.
Found a bed spring.
No, it wasn't a bed spring. It was a seat spring.
Oh.
It was like one of them concertina springs that go across the bottom of a seat.
Oh, okay.
Found what looked like a cover to an engine. Just like a little round cover. And found 5p.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You found, what was it?
5p.
Yeah, was it? It was two 2p's and a penny, weren't it?
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
So 2 + 2 + 1 = 5.
Yeah, I'm just saying it wasn't a 5p.
No, it wasn't. I never said we found a 5p piece. I said we found 5p.
All right.
So how are your coins all magnetic or just some of them?
I think they're all magnetic.
Okay. I think most of ours are not. I've never tested it though, so.
I'm hoping they're all magnetic because I want to find more than just that.
Did you have any looky-loos wondering what you were doing?
Two little kids that decided to come and join in.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's always fun when kids are interested in, what you're doing. And
until they decide to try and start taking over, and it's like, no, back in your box, kids. Like, oh, can we have a go? Can we have a go? No, my kids are having a go first.
Yeah. Dan, he says you need to word the question better, Lewis, i.e. Nat, can not I have this model? If she says no, then that means you can have it. And now it's time for me to hide from Nat.
Well, you're back in my good books now, Dan. For the time being.
Yeah, it probably won't last long.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll even make the end of this stream, to be honest.
Oh, that one's got a really long thingy on it.
That's what she said.
Yeah, and by having all these stupid barrels, Lewis knows very well that the cleanup on them is the most one of the most annoying aspects of this kit. I did try to find metal barrels for this kit, and they don't exist. They make metal barrels for, obviously, for the wooden version, which look very nice, but that's a much larger and more accurate scale.
Drilling all them barrels out is a massive mojo killer.
Oh, yes. I don't know why I chose to attempt that. I think I finally just gave up. I think most of them are drilled out, though.
You had the idea of drilling the windows out, though, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I decided not to attempt that because there are so many windows because each one's 4 panes, I think, and then there's a load of them. Who knows? I might still do it, but I doubt it.
I think you should. And then once you've done yours, I send mine over to you.
Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah.
I just haven't quite figured out how to square them up because they're tiny. Maybe you don't need to square them up. I don't know.
Oh no, I'm just gonna slap it on and hope for the best.
Yeah. Yours, did you do the white behind or you that's okay, so you haven't started the framing?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm still trying to work out how to do it. I've tried dry brushing, but when you put the white in the windows, you go over the yellow of the frame.
Yep. And then
when
you
dry brush the yellow back on, you get yellow windows.
Yeah.
Yes, I was right, Dan. Not even the end of the stream. Oh, right. Most of that done then. Just got to work out the rope now. Let's give this a try. Let's change that height. Do we have some of this in here? Need that one. A couple of drops in this in. And chuck it across the bench.
Oh, I didn't mean to pull that off. Oh well, that barrel has battle damage, I guess. And what is Nat working on? Diamond art?
Excuse me. No, I've gone back to my Peter Rabbit tonight.
Oh, okay.
Quilt.
Yeah, that is a very cool looking quilt. How often do you get pieces for it?
It was Hachette, so I got 4 issues every month before I finished it. Yeah.
Okay, so you actually have everything.
Yeah.
That might be a first I've ever heard from Hachette. Because a lot of people were complaining that they weren't getting all their stuff.
Yeah, in all fairness, I think this will probably be the first and only Hachette that I've actually gotten finished.
Yeah.
I think also as well, because it's like I've grown up with Peter Rabbit.
Did you?
Well, not physically, dips. But yeah, I've basically grown up with Peter Rabbit and all the stories. So I think it's because it's thing I was so passionate about. I think that's what gave me the patience with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know what, I can put up with Hachette's errors and whatnot. It's like I find ways to do it because I was like, no, it's like this is something I really want to do and finish.
Yeah.
Now, as we've said before, it's not a fantastic company. My personal opinion, anyway.
Trying to rebrand themselves, I think.
Good luck to them as long as the quality improves as well.
Yeah.
I think this is again my personal opinion. I think the concept of part works are brilliant. Because it's like I think we worked out. I think this quilt. I think to pay for it all in one go, I think it was about 500.
Mm-hmm.
How much?
And how much would Bismarck? I dread to think.
At least Bismarck's a useful thing.
A quilt's useful.
By the time she's got it finished, the only thing that'll be useful is keeping your wham 6 foot under.
Well, it's a bit done. So yeah, it's not something that I could have just gone out and bought.
Yeah.
Plus as well, it's obviously I've got all the templates for like the bonder web and all the shapes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it is something that I can use and use again.
That's true.
Yeah, the principle of the idea is brilliant. It's just pulling it off a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that I've been kind of hoping for, and I don't know if it'll ever come to fruition, but companies like Airfix, they offer that club, the Airfix club, and you get sometimes free kits and discounted kits and things like that, and there's certain perks, and I like that in the aspect of plastic models, and I wish that more companies would offer something like that to America, because Airfix they don't offer it to Americans, and I in a way I understand why, but they should set up a club for Americans, just because I think I would probably build more Airfix kits if that was an option.
Yeah.
And like as far as the part works go, I mean, my biggest issue is the quality. I'm just it's right for some people, but for me, like, I can't. I'm not comfortable with leaving something looking like a toy.
Yep.
Like, I mean, that's my biggest issue with the Bismarck was nothing was really properly painted on it, and so I'm building it as if I would build a plastic model.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, it will be worth every penny, I think, when I'm done with it.
One of my things is with it is you had issues that just never turned up, or they was late, and I know people are okay with that, and they're like, oh, just be patient, it'll come, this, that, and the other. It's like, well, no, you're paying over £1,000 for this kit. Why should you have to be patient?
Yeah.
You know, or things weren't right on it and you had to take something off later in another issue.
At the very end, they
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's not a problem. Well, it is a problem.
Yeah. And I'm curious as if Agora Models has, because that's who I'm getting mine through, I'm curious if they've rectified the issue that Ash had. I'm thinking they might not have.
I'm thinking it's purchased straight from Hachette.
Yep. Oh, and Kenny's in the house from HobbyLink International. Hi, Kenny. How's it going? Hope you're still here.
Evening, Kenny. Still got that bone to pick with you.
I have to admit, I think this is my advantage, especially with Hachette doing the crafts, because I feel with the crafts, it's sort of easier for me to sort of tweak things to my advantage.
Yeah.
Because one of the big things, especially with this Peter Rabbit quilt, was just the bonder web was just cheap as anything.
Yeah.
Was never used an ornament, but yeah, I just nipped my local craft shop and get better quality.
But why should you have to?
I know you shouldn't have to, but at least with the crafts, like I say, it's easier to correct things compared to, like, say, your bit with Bismarck, where you're having to find ways to get glue off and unscrew things and whatnot. So no, I agree with what you're saying, that it shouldn't have to, but unfortunately that's what you get for certain things.
Yeah, the whole concept is genius. I just think that a company should not release a production run unless they have all of it there. And they have all the issues sorted out. And in my personal perspective, things like the Eleanor Mustang and the Ecto 1 in the production phase, before a model is actually released to the public, it should be looked at by an engineer. And the reason I say that is, take for instance the Ecto 1 and the Eleanor. A lot of the car builds, they have you relying on a single screw to hold a door on and to use that as a hinge point for that door to open and close. And it's just not, it's going to break. It's going to sag. It's, screws back out over time. It needs to be, some of them just need a little bit more care put into the production of them.
But in saying that, though, it's like I'll not speak highly of Hachette, but in all fairness, Hachette's the only company that I've come across that does, in essence, proper craft subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, sorry for the modelers, because you seem to have plenty, but it's like the craft world. It's like, come on, guys, keep up.
Yeah, and don't they do like different like kids projects and things like that? Like don't they have a Hachette section for kids?
They do. I think the big thing that they do is like Disney storybooks.
Okay.
I think that's the only thing really they do in that regards.
Kenny was saying he has new videos of the pups. They're not puppies anymore, though. They're getting big.
Yes, I saw their talking to each other, shall we say, Kenny?
Oh yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, that's 3 large dogs is I don't think we could handle that. We have a hard enough time with a big one and a little one. And Sailor, our little dog, he does not like to tell you if he needs to go out by speaking. So we could be in, usually what he does is if he needs to go out to go potty, he'll run and stand at the back door. And then he sits there and he stares at it. Well, if you're not paying attention to him, or if you're in the other room, you obviously can't see that he needs to go outside.
Yeah.
And it's like I keep trying to tell him, I say, speak, use your voice. And he doesn't, he doesn't get it.
Oh, bless him.
Holly, our big dog, on the other hand, she doesn't really have to tell you. She'll just come running and be all excited and let you know that she needs to go outside. And sometimes she'll bark, but not very often. She holds it, though. She doesn't like being outside.
Brenda's like that when it's raining.
Oh, yeah.
I think she said, surely you must need to go, especially first thing in the morning when she'd been downstairs all night. So you'd think she'd literally be crossing her legs or something. But no, she'll hold it if it's raining.
She doesn't with me. She goes out.
If she goes out, I'll make her go out, but she'll just sort of sit under the canopy and sort of look at it to say, "Don't be mean, Mummy. I don't want to get wet."
Yeah.
You're just soft with her, you are.
As long as she doesn't mess in the house.
That's your job, isn't it?
Okay.
I should have paid more attention to which barrels I should have put all the nicer looking barrels on one side. There we go.
I'm loving these paintbrushes though.
Are you? The Broken Toad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I Googled them and I can't get them. They're sold out. I did get a couple of brushes though the other day when I went up to Medford. I kind of made a unplanned visit to the hobby store, and thankfully all I got was 4 paint brushes and some paints. I didn't buy any kits, and it's funny because they're all Tamiya, and 2 of them have normal handles on them, but the other 2 are just cheap and expensive ones that have this little wooden handle. So I'm curious how those ones work.
Yeah.
Because they're like $250 a piece, and I've never seen a brush quite like them.
How's your not buying model plan going?
It's going better. So here's the thing: is anything that fits on these shelves is allowed. So that's why I'm getting rid of all my 1/72 kits as well, because I just don't plan on building all of them, because I had over 100. So I figured if I can clear enough room to get a 1/200 hood up there, and I've decided I don't know what order I want to do these in, but I want to get the 1/200 hood, the 1/200 trumpeter Bismarck, the 1/200. Is it the Missouri?
Yeah.
And then possibly the 1/200 Arizona. At some point in my life, those are the ones I want to build. And then the as far as wooden ships, I have decided that I'm going to, as far as the Titanic goes, the only model of the Titanic I will build will be the 1/300 Oakre, OCCRE.
Yeah.
Their 1/300 wooden Titanic, and it's very reasonably priced. You can find it on sale sometimes for just a little over $300, and it comes with everything, basically everything that you need. You'll still need to. I can't remember. They do sell like the paint kits and stuff like that for it, and the stains to stain the decks. But before I do that, I want to attempt a smaller or a different wooden ship, something inexpensive, and just take my time doing it, because I think that's going to take a long time to build. It's going to take maybe like 6 years to build if I do it properly, and I'm willing to put that time and effort into that rather than another part works.
So I've just got the trumpeter Titanic.
Yeah, there's a few reasons why I don't want that one, and why I think for me personally, the challenge of doing the Oakre wooden model is a little bit more appealing to me. I just don't know how well it's going to compare or look to the trumpeter Titanic, because that trumpeter Titanic is probably one of the, if it's built right, even if you build it out of the box, it's still a beautiful kit.
Yeah.
And it's so big. The hood and the Titan and the Bismarck are big too, but for some reason I just feel like the Titanic is bigger. I could be wrong.
You do know the Missouri is bigger than the Titanic.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Missouri though,
She's a beauty.
Just the streamlined look of the hull on that ship is by far the sexiest thing I've ever seen.
Oh yes.
And when you see that the Missouri in a silhouette, it's just like, wow. It's kind of reminds me of that head-on image of the Bismarck that a lot of painters and artists have done.
Yeah.
It's just that silhouette of the lines and all that of the Bismarck, but the Missouri, she was just gorgeous.
That's now sat here looking at me thinking, it's a lump of metal.
Oh, it's hard to explain that. It's just that it does something for a guy. No.
Oh yes.
Each their own, is all I can say. Whatever floats your boat, quite literally.
She can float my boat any day a week. They got rid of the scrap the Kitty Hawk, haven't they? The US Navy.
They what?
They scrapped the Kitty Hawk.
Oh, did they already?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
She's gone.
What about the Nimitz? The Nimitz was a newer vessel, though.
Yeah, I don't know about the Nimitz. All I see when Facebook was people like sailors of her
Oh,
saying bye to her and whatnot, and she was on the final sail down to the scrapyard.
yeah. That's got to be
It's a shame.
painful moment for them. Yeah, my dad was in the Coast Guard, and he was on board the Campbell that you guys are well aware of, and it's funny because he has this I don't know if you'd call it nostalgia for the Campbell, but he, because he worked down in the engine room, and he just has that connection with the ship, and he was really sad when they decommissioned her, and then the Navy took her out and used her as target practice. And he has a picture of the ship. I don't know when it was taken, back in the late 70s, maybe. And he has that on his wall to this very day. Very proud of that ship. That's why I think it would be cool to build a model of it. What I think I might have to do is I think I've seen it 3D, like the 3D files for it.
Mm-hmm.
And have to do a resin version of it.
There's a lot of people on these sites though saying, "Oh, it's why are people so attached to a ship? It's just like a lump of steel, basically."
Yeah.
And it's the sailors that are the soul of the ship.
Yep.
But I think when you've lived on them for so long, you become part of it, and the ships become part of you.
Yeah.
And it's not like something that you can just throw away. Like if you worked in a tank, if your tank was destroyed, you got a new one.
Yep.
Whereas on a ship, if your ship's destroyed, that's it.
It's gone.
Yeah. No two ships are quite the same.
Yep. That's very true.
think. And ships are just beautiful.
Very much so. Except for the modern ones. I'm having some trouble enjoying the frigate that I'm building. It looks cool, but it's like, yeah, and that's the thing, is I don't understand the layout of it. But it is German, so
Yeah.
all right. So there should be 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh God, that's unsolid.
Okay, those go on the very bottom, and then you have 1, 2. Okay.
Ow.
Okay, now I'm confused. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Did you mount? Oh, yeah, that's right. You mounted yours into the bottom, or 10 in the bottom, and then just painted the area that is visible, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I painted them first. Just painted the front half on them, to be honest.
Oh, so I should probably paint mine before mounting them.
Oh, you know.
Oprah.
Ah.
Come on, muscles.
It's unsolid.
So Kenny was kind of joking. Well, I don't know if he was joking, but on next Saturday, Kenny won't be doing a live stream, and he had kind of said maybe I could take the slot. And I was thinking about that, and I can't remember. He goes on at about 4 o'clock my time on Saturdays. And I was thinking it actually wouldn't be a bad idea. I might just do a live stream then, just for fun. I don't know what I'm going to be working on, but could just not even work on anything and just chat with people. But I haven't done a Saturday stream.
I think you should.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Seconded.
There you go. It's decided for you, Kalyn.
There we go. So did your time change again, or is that going to happen, or is it not a physical change?
October.
Oh, in October. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think ours is probably around that same time.
I think it's October anyway. Is it October now?
I have no idea. It's just like end of September, beginning of October. Let's have a look. Ooh. Let's resort to the calendar.
So I know you had said something about these doors. for the that go open up for the cannons.
Yeah.
They did the worst job. That is pin marks on the side that is most important to see.
Yep.
30th of October.
30th of October. Okay.
Our clocks go back.
We get an extra hour in bed.
Yep.
Most people do.
Lynn Dipple and Josh from Wisdom Design are in the house. So hi, Josh. Sorry.
Hello.
See when you came in. And then Lynn Dipple sneaks in. Hi, Kalyn and Peeps. Hugs just got in from work. It's hot. Wow. 100 degrees. So 37 Celsius. Wow.
Evening, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn and Sweetie.
We've been kind of lucky. Our summer heat has not hit yet. And we actually had rain yesterday, which was much needed. So would it be, did you actually mount yours, or are you just leaving them off?
I will mount them.
Oh, they're terrible. Why? Why do they? The more and more I get into this kit, I just want to bin it. Why would you put injection mold marks on the top side of the doors? That's the most visible part.
It was to match the quarterdeck.
Yeah.
With the stamp, Revell stamp.
Oh, and Josh is saying, so Josh is in Oregon, just about he's about 2.5 hours. I'd say about 2.5 to 3 hours away from me. In I can't remember the name of. It's a really cool town, something Grove, I think. But yeah, he said it's supposed to rain here next week, and we actually. I wonder if you're going to get the rain we got. It was a really good rain last night.
See, you can tell America doesn't get as much rain as we do, because Kalyn just said we had a good rain. We get rain and we're just, it's raining again.
It just depends on where you live here. In Washington, where I grew up, it rained a lot more, but I enjoyed it. Here in California, when it rains, I mean, you're lucky. At least in the part of California that we live. These are, I'd prefer just to put them in upside down. You know what? I'm thinking I could sand them all the way down. So you're going to lose that detail on the door, fill it, and then sand it all down so it's all nice and smooth, and then maybe try to recreate these lines in the doors. But the problem with that is the planking is wrong. There isn't any planking on these doors. And then if you look at the doors that are molded in, they've got all the planking design molded into them. But Lewis is fully aware of this. I'm just letting you guys know on YouTube that this kit sucks.
I'm gonna leave them till after you've done yours.
Oh my
Gosh,
gosh.
see how Kalyn does it.
Yep.
That's just ridiculous. Kenny, I don't think this is going to be finished by the end of the year. I think he should give, for ship builds, especially tall ships, we should be allowed 2 years for the group build. Minimum. Oh, wow. And then that piece that you're missing is in step 4. And looks like it. I'm not going to be mounting any of this just yet, but
Needs some more black wash.
time for a trip to Mason's.
Oh yes, they're open tomorrow as well. I need to go to Boston.
Oh yeah, and you're actually off tomorrow, so
Yeah.
when is the last day of school for you guys?
Will they go back?
They're just going back tomorrow.
Go back tomorrow for half
I don't want them to finish yet.
And then I think I counted 7 weeks left.
Oh God.
Wow.
Their last day is the 22nd of July for the 6-week holidays.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the majority of schools here in California, they're out. This is their last week, and then they get. So we get a little longer summer break than you guys, I think.
We're not moving to America.
Nope.
No.
So when do yours go back after the summer holidays if you'll wake up next week?
Usually around September, anywhere between the first week of September to the third week. It just depends on the school district.
What?
Yep, it's a long break, and teachers usually get the majority of that time off.
Yeah,
So,
we're saying in the UK, 6 weeks is bad enough.
Yeah, yeah. Some schools do like the middle school that here that I work at. They will occasionally do summer school, but that's for the kids that have to make up classes to that maybe they failed.
Yeah.
And they don't do that for the elementary school. The elementary school, the kids are out the entire summer.
No, thank you.
Though having said that, I have always said our kids are in school too much.
You have because you're away all week. I say the complete opposite. I think certainly over COVID, they spent way too much out of school, but we just have way too many school holidays.
Yeah. Thankfully the one that here in California, at least, Kenny was saying that they still celebrate it or get it off in Jersey and other parts of the country, I'm sure. But here in California, we know, and I think Washington too, we no longer celebrate Columbus Day, because Columbus, if you actually know more about the history than what we learned in grade school, he was greatly idolized and talked up. But then when the real history kind of came out, that of the things that the atrocities that he committed and all these things, it was decided that we will no longer celebrate him, which I, to be honest, in my personal opinion, I kind of agree with, because he killed hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Native Americans. Anyways, that's not to be depressing or anything, but yeah, it was kind of interesting. So an interesting part of history that a lot of people didn't know. And it's funny, like, because I've been watching this thing on, it's kind of called Dark History, and things that you tend to forget about, because here we are in 2020 or 2022. And I guess in America, like, you know, you don't think about it, but women weren't given certain rights to vote and certain things like that until the 1960s or something. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago. And I've always kind of wondered too, like what other countries were like, if they just followed suit or if they were ahead of us in that.
Oh, our women weren't allowed to vote at one point.
I don't know really. Help me out.
It was on Downton Abbey.
Oh yeah, that's the true history of all of these.
Oh yeah.
1918, which allowed women to vote over the age of 30.
Way ahead of us.
Oh, who met a property qualification to vote. Well, when could everyone else do it?
So Lynn was asking what ship we're building, and this is the Revell HMS Victory in a non-existent scale of 1:25, I believe.
Yeah.
And Josh was saying, so from June 16th to September 7th for them up in Oregon for summer vacation. So almost 3 months.
Do you guys get, though, our school year is broken up into half terms and terms?
Yeah.
Do you still get that?
So yours is set up that way, and a few of ours. So private schools here tend to go with that model because it seems to work better for learning. Whereas that huge break in between, for some kids, it's counterproductive or intuitive or whatever.
It's a lot of time off.
Yeah, it is, and
in one big chunk anyway.
Yeah. And Lynn was saying, I thought the Vikings discovered North America. So rumor has it that is the truth, because they basically sailed straight across, and it's hard to say the whole history, but was the suffragettes that got women to vote, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I watched a movie about that.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called.
Suffragettes?
Yeah.
And Lynn was saying that gives enough time for kids to forget what they learned exactly. And it does show, if you look at our testing, I guarantee that if you were to give any of our students here the same test that they give in France and the UK and all over, sorry to bundle you two together, but in most countries in Europe and even Japan, especially Japan, our students wouldn't be able to pass that test. I can 100% guarantee that other countries are in the educational system are far better than our educational system, at least our public education system. And a lot of that too is one thing that I've noticed working for the school district is that they are, and this is probably politically incorrect to saying this, but dumbing down the studies to make it, or trying to make it more interesting or easier to understand. Like the math that we're teaching, to me, it doesn't make sense. But I'm also, my brain processes math a lot differently than some other people, and I can't go back to the basics and write every single math problem out and all of the steps, because my brain skips those steps, and it's really hard for me to understand the new math that they're teaching, and even kids are finding it hard to understand and more confusing than, but they keep trying to change it, and I think that's the problem, is they keep changing it, so it's just not consistent, and it's very confusing to the teachers and the students. Because I don't think they're giving everybody the credit that they should, where, as in, especially when it comes to math, that sometimes, it's easier to come up with the solution by just letting it naturally kind of flow out, instead of having to go into all of these crazy steps and reasoning, having to explain how you came up with that answer. Because it just makes it more confusing in my mind, at least. I don't know. And then our history keeps changing. They keep changing how they, just last year, and actually, no, this year, in fact, our school board opted to change the entire history department and what they were going to teach. Which, I assume in other countries they teach what the history was and that's it.
I definitely agree. I think the more or less do. I think the only difference is naturally we generally cover the same. I'd say top middle of primary school. I'd say from there upwards throughout school, we're generally doing the same history topics. But naturally, as you progress through the schools, in essence, it gets more, but not so nice bits, shall we say?
Yeah.
So it's like, for example I can think of, it's like in year 3, which is 8 and 9-year-olds, they'd be like, oh, Henry VIII had 6 wives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yet, as it gets like secondary school, it'll then go on to, well, she was beheaded and all gruesome detail as we get older, shall we say.
Yeah.
I disagree with that.
Do you?
Yeah, look at what was that thing? Gory history? Gory games?
Yeah.
That Connor used to like. They went on about beheading the wives. Something I think we should be allowed to do again, but
I'll say so to a point, it is naturally censored in the younger ones.
Yeah, that's true. I think I'm missing a piece.
What piece are you missing?
Oh, never mind. I found it.
Found it.
I just hadn't removed it. Part of the whatever that cannon on the bow that we couldn't figure out if it was a harpoon.
Oh yeah.
I thought that Steve found out for us, but
yeah, Steve did. I forgot again.
Yeah, same here.
So Lynn's saying, ask a history question to an American and they can answer it. They can't answer it. But talk movie stars, they are all over it.
Yeah. That is so true.
What was the code name for D-Day?
I used to know this. I'd have to Google it. I can't remember.
Can't Google.
Pass.
Okay. Movie star question that.
Oh, Melissa would know this.
Probably movie star question.
Operation Overlord. I stole that from Lynn Dipple.
Well done, Lynn.
Good job, Lynn. That's right.
Kalyn's still wrong though.
I can't ask any movie star questions.
See, I always have to ask Melissa, or if it comes to books, because she's a English major and she knows books really well.
But I've proved your point though, Lynn. Ask a history question to an American and they can't answer it.
Yep.
Unless they're called Lynn.
Yeah. Lynn says she doesn't do movies. So Lynn's actually British then. That's what Lynn's saying.
Paper towel. Where are you?
Lynn likes the old way of doing math. It's not math, it's maths.
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 Yep.
It's true. It's maths.
Mm-hmm.
She's saying the new way is a joke. The new maths is China fault. Oh, it's China's fault. We have been trying to bring over to the US since early 90s. Lynn's just put, sorry, maths. And Lynn saying she knows World War II history. I watched it's like a series on, I think it was Sky. It was following World War II. It was following the Marine Corps, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Also America.
America being as this Marine Corps.
We have Marines as well.
We have Marines. We have Royal Marines.
Right.
But we don't have a Marine Corps.
Right. My apologies. Shutting up.
Yeah. No, it's really interesting to know about like what happened like in Hiroshima and places like that.
Mm-hmm.
From a land-based perspective rather than the sea.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Marines here in the U.S., they are the top. And they are more strictly trained, I think, and heavily trained in very specific duties. And it's almost like the Navy SEALs as an entire branch. But because the Marines are just incredible at what they do and the amount of training, but it's also the things that they see because they're first in, and they hold no bars. I mean, they just go in hard and strong and fast, and some of the things like they come back having witnessed is just awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really probably the most respected branch in the entire United States, and I think even any other branch of the military will probably tell you the same thing. It's funny because the Washington State Patrol, back years and years ago when I was towards the end of my teenage years, I was planning on going into law enforcement, and I was a explorer with the sheriff's office, and we had academies we went to which were just like the police academies that law enforcement officers go to, and we had all kinds of training and stuff. And the Washington State Patrol, they have their own version of the academy, and we always called them the Marines of law enforcement because they had to bust their butts, and they were, we'd go out and we'd have to do PT, which is physical training, and we'd maybe run a mile, and that wasn't even every day. And the Washington State Patrol guys, they would go out and run like 6 to 12 miles every single morning, and sometimes they'd have to do it twice a day. And you constantly saw them doing push-ups. I remember I improperly addressed one of the Washington State Patrol instructors, and because I went up and asked him a question and I didn't address him properly, and he made me do push-ups before he would answer my question. And
with me, I would have just turned and said, "Okay, I'll go with someone else."
Well, yeah, I didn't want to. I don't know. I didn't want to get in any trouble, I guess. See, mine are still making you mount them the wrong direction. So they want them to go in, and it looks backwards to me.
Got mine on
with the barrel casing out, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to see if I can do that. Oh, that one's still backwards.
I'm just waiting for the hull to dry now. It's all glued together. Just leave it to go off for a bit.
Yeah, I need to try to get caught up with you.
I remember when we first started this, I said, I'm going to fall behind because I've only got weekends to do it.
Yeah, I haven't spent too much time on it, so.
You've been busy though, haven't you? You've been doing Land Rover and
yeah.
I
need to do the final video for that too. Maybe this week I'll try to put that video out. It's going to be a little bit longer video just because I have all the final prep took a long time, and it turned out all right. I know what I'll do different in the next one, and thanks to Mark from Edinburgh. His advice, especially for doing car bodies, will definitely be a big help in my next car model. I now know what people mean by orange peeling or alligatoring of paint, and it all comes down to the final coat, the clear coat.
Yeah.
You have to, in between each clear coat, you have to do a lot of prep work and cleanup. I just don't understand how he is such a fast builder.
Oh,
Last year, didn't he do like 20 some kits?
like 22 kits.
That's what I thought, yeah. And he has a full-time job too, from my understanding.
Yep. I'll just use the excuse I can't do that many because I'm away with work.
Yeah.
I think it's also growing Mark. It's certainly no disrespect to Mark, but I think Mark very much likes his he likes his clean kits, doesn't he? Or
Yeah.
he doesn't go OTT with the weathering, which is not always a bad thing. It's each their own.
Mm-hmm.
But I think certainly that's an advantage for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. You've seen the shiny cars.
Yes, but to me that's surely easier than going to bang into weathering.
No.
Oh.
Weathering covers up so many mistakes.
And the kits he chooses to build, I think, are of a little better quality than, let's say, a
Revell HMS Victory.
yeah. Definitely.
I just think you dislike me, Kalyn, for sending me this kit.
I know. I feel like I punished you unknowingly.
Is it because I use British?
At least I'm punishing myself along with it. So.
You just thought, I know a way of getting that British git back. Get my own back on him.
Building your land ship and the worst detailed skill ever. I wonder how long that restoration project for the Victory is actually supposed to take.
I know. I think they've got the bottom half of the masts back on.
Oh wow. And then I assume it's going to be staying in port somewhere as a museum piece, or is it going to travel?
No, she's in dry dock in Portsmouth.
Okay.
She's got a permanent dry dock there. I wouldn't dare put her house on the sea nowadays.
Oh yeah.
There was one. Was it? I don't think it was HM Bark Endeavour. I think it was. I'm certain it was Endeavour. A sailing ship got caught in a typhoon in Australia. Not in Australia, America. And she was lost to all hands.
Oh wow.
Can you imagine sailing Victory around Somalia and places like that? Should be a prime target for pirates.
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
Next best thing, we'll have Portsmouth to Kalyn's UK itinerary.
You can add that to my itinerary. I've never been there yet.
How far of a drive is that from where you guys live?
Good. What?
Southampton is 4.5 hours in a truck, so probably take 4 hours Southampton. But yeah, about 4.5 hours to Portsmouth. That's a guess. That's just Google mapping it now.
Yep. HMS Victory Museum is 3 hours 55.
4 hours, see?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry for doubting you.
Lynn likes your mouse nut.
Mouse.
Yes, your mouse. Mouse just scuttled across. She'll catch on in a minute, Lynn.
I know what she means when you say my mouse.
Your mouse.
Yeah, you picked it out, right?
Well, no, he picked it because of all its glitz and shiny lights, and
Yeah.
he thought it made it cool with the kids.
I think
Damn
it's
it.
a gaming mouse, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've seen it before on like for sale.
I think it was about 20 quid for the mouse. It's not expensive. But I just thought we have a gaming computer, so why not have a gaming mouse?
Yeah. Yeah, I think if we ever get a new laptop, I might splurge a little bit more than I did on the last one and get a really nice laptop so I can do editing and stuff from it. Because the one that we have, it does it. It just bogs the computer down so much that it's not happy when you're trying to.
This one, it's got 500 GB of one thing, 1 TB of another thing. It's supposed to be really powerful.
What brand is it?
HP.
Okay, yeah, that's what we have. All of our computers are HP.
Whoever HP is.
Hewlett Packard, I believe.
Hewlett Packard. I'm not a big computer person.
Yeah, I know. Like all of my coworkers, and by all I literally mean everybody that works in my department has built their computer and or built one from scratch, and I'm like, I am not that smart when it comes to computers. I would never be able to figure out what components to put in and what all you need.
I know how to switch them off. You won't be able to switch it on again, but I can switch it off. That extends my computer technology.
That's why you keep Matt around.
Yeah. She has one use.
Melissa gets frustrated with our laptop because it's newer, but it slows down for some reason, and she gets frustrated with it and she uses her tablet mostly for everything else, but for paying bills and stuff she uses our laptop.
Yeah.
So, Lynn, are you working on anything at the moment? We all know what Kenny's working on, a little bit of everything, but he's got some figures he's been printing out, and that Batgirl looks really interesting. I might have to see if I can get a printed version of that.
Ah, well, that's not it. Kenny, can you print me a mask? I need a mask of a beautiful woman's face. As long as it can fit over Nat's face, we'll be all right.
Oh, I can't sleep.
Ah, bugger.
Oh, and Dan, see, I would expect this from Dan. I build my own PCs, 16 gig of RAM, Intel i7 CPU. I don't know what any of this means. I do know I think I know what RAM is, but 20 terabytes of memory split between 2 solid state hard drives. I know what a solid state hard drive is. And I know they're really good.
I have no idea what any of that is.
But yeah, that's cool. Is it air cooled or water? Like they do water cooled ones, which I don't understand the benefit of a water cooled computer, but
you get electrocuted quicker.
That's what I would think. But what's funny is, so one of my coworkers, his name's Andy, and he built one, and it's water cooled, but it has all these lights and stuff in it, and it lights up really cool. But he's a gamer, so he does a lot of gaming on it. What if I make a mask for Nat of Nat?
You make a mask of Nat, I don't think your printer will work after it, buddy. She didn't hear that one.
Oh, that is so crazy. So, what? Oh, I see. So that, can you show me your ship's bell at the bow of the ship?
In there.
Okay, I see it. So it just goes in the middle of those two.
Yeah, it's got two supports on the sides.
Yeah, I just clipped those. There's just in the picture. It shows that there's actually a cradle, but I don't see the cradle on mine.
Is that because you just cut it off?
No, I think I did it okay. It's hard to see, but yeah. Come on, camera. I need to get a real camera at some point. I was thinking about getting a GoPro.
We got it. What we got? Now, what camera we got?
What webcam?
Yeah.
Logitech
950 or something.
Yeah,
see, that's what
950.
That's the one I'm using right now. And I was thinking for doing, because on my other channel, it's called, I haven't posted anything on it. It's called Where the Day Leads Us. And I wanted to just do kind of any adventures we might go on, or like hiking, or just anything, just kind of a blog. And at some point I'll start making video for it, but I was thinking it would be nice to have a GoPro for that. Because we go kayaking. Well, when I can't right now because of my back, but we go kayaking and do stuff like that. And it's a really beautiful place that we live. So I just thought it would be fun to maybe film that. It would be cool too to get one of those Mavic Pros, the what is it called, a drone?
Oh yeah,
with the camera. You do that for auditing. I could get arrested going around filming police stations.
I think your laws are a bit different to ours, though, aren't they?
Oh, yes, they are. And especially here, because you basically, if you're approached by a law enforcement officer here in the United States, you have to tell them your name and provide identification if you have it on them. And I don't think they would look too kindly at you filming a police station.
We don't have to do any of that.
Yeah, you guys are lucky.
Not unless you're stopped in a car. If you're in a car, then you need to provide ID. Failing that, you get given a producer.
Which is a lawyer, right?
No, a producer is you have to go into a police station within 7 days of receiving it.
Oh, okay.
And show your ID. Basically, just driving license and insurance and things like that.
Yeah.
I've only ever received one.
I wondered how you knew so much about it.
Yeah, they're not used that much anymore. It's very rare nowadays you'll get given a producer because everything's all on their database.
And most people carry some form of ID with them as
Yeah,
well.
but you don't have to.
Yeah, that's one of the big differences.
What you told me when I passed my driving test, you always have to carry.
It's good practice to always carry your driving license with you.
Fair enough.
But if you've noticed, I don't carry my driving license with me.
No, because your license is more important for work than everyday driving.
For me to do my job, I have to have my driving license on me. So I leave my driving license in my folder. And if anyone needs to see it, then they either accompany me to retrieve it or they give me a producer.
Okay, here we go. Dan was saying water cooled is silent, fan cooled has the noise of the fans. Okay. And then he was saying, and RAM is random access memory for RAM equals faster PC. Lynn was saying, sorry, peeps, my internet crashed again. And again, I'm on my phone. No worries. She says, GoPros are great. I had a Black 7 Hero, loved it. Yeah, and what's funny is GoPro, anytime they come out with a new version, which is lately, it's been sooner and sooner, because like I swear the 8 just came out, and they already have a 10 coming out, which means the 8, which is amazing, or even the 7, which is obsolete now, are super cheap. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Kenny was saying, film it all you want. It's public property, and we don't have to provide ID unless we are suspected of a crime. But if you don't provide it, be prepared to be hassled and possibly beaten. Yeah.
We don't.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, go on, Kalyn.
No, go ahead. I'm done.
Yeah, if we're suspected of a crime, we don't have to provide ID until we're arrested. So if someone's suspecting us of committing a crime, that's fine. You can suspect all you like, but you have to then arrest us before we, by law, have to provide ID.
Wow.
But like Kenny said, and same as that audit in Britain proved, sometimes it's easier just to show the ID without going through all that hassle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But how much do you want to protect your right, protect your ID, your identity, and whatnot?
What if I didn't work for the city as a firefighter? One thing that I think would be absolutely funny to film and to attempt it would be the whole ID thing that you know, the letters. The letters, you know, ID.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So to try to do that and see if you don't get shot.
You want to see my ID?
I guarantee you would go to jail. Lynn was saying, I'm getting a DJI Mini 3 Pro. Those are awesome. The laws are bad here. Can't fly anywhere nice like national parks. The minis, though, yes, you can. And it's really, really cool. I don't know about where you are, but from my understanding here in California, we have similar laws as in the UK with the minis, because they're you don't have to have a license. You should have insurance on them, but you don't need to have a license. And the mini has to be registered, and that's it. So those are cool. Kenny was saying, I have too many cops in the family to do bad things. They'll lock you up. Yeah. Yeah, it's because we deal with our law enforcement here a lot, with the fire department. And it's funny because here in our city, most of them would just not care. Depending on who you are, obviously, but yeah, the biggest issue that our law enforcement is having here is that their hands are so tied, and they'll arrest somebody on a felony crime, and before they're even done with the paperwork, that person is back on the street, and it's discouraging, I think, for them as peacekeepers, you know. I don't know how it is everywhere else in the world, but that seems to be what's going on here. But then if somebody, like my wife and I joke about it all the time, if one of us was to go and shoplift or something at a store, we'd go to prison. But all these career criminals are walking out, you know, with felonies.
We often say that as well. It's like, especially idiot drivers. It's like, you know what, for God's sake, where's a copper when you want one?
Yeah.
Guarantee the moment you pulled a slightly silly stunt, there'd be an undercover police car right behind you or something.
Yeah. Oh, and so here's a question. So you guys have there's double yellows, right? And then is it double whites? Or single white?
We have all three.
Okay. So a double yellow, what does that mean?
Double yellow is no parking. So you're not allowed to park on a double yellow line.
Unless you have a disability badge.
Yeah, well, let's not get into disabled badges and whatnot.
Yeah.
The general public, you're not allowed to park on a double yellow line.
Okay. But law enforcement can, because they can.
Only if they're on a call, supposedly.
Yeah. And then a single yellow, is that marking a division between lanes of traffic, or?
No, a single yellow is no parking. It's normally accompanied by certain times.
Okay.
Again, it's on the side of the road. And then you get broken yellow lines where it's, again, no parking between certain times. Yeah, Dan's just saying, I have a blue badge for the double yellows. Yeah, Connor has a blue badge as well, which entitles us to park on double yellows, but they're there for a reason. So we choose not to.
Yeah.
So then your white lines, this is where it's going to get confusing. Down the center of the road, you have broken white lines, which if it's a short line with a long gap is telling you the road should be okay. If it's a long line with a short gap, it's informing that there's a potential hazard, like a sharp bend or a bend in the road or something like that. Yeah, or you're coming up to a junction.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a solid single line on your side of the road and on the other side it's a broken white line, it means you are not allowed to cross that line.
But the other side can.
Yeah. If it's a double white line, neither traffic is allowed to cross that line.
Okay.
But we also have a single red line, don't we? But
we have red lines, which is a no parking zone, no unloading, which is normally in your your cities, your busy cities like London, Manchester, and they are policed and cameraed to high heaven.
Okay.
And so are the bus lanes as well, in theory.
Bus lanes are, as I found out once.
And the big squigglies are for crossings where pedestrians are, right?
Yeah, so the zigzags are
normally outside schools.
Yeah, they're outside schools, on the approach to zebra crossings, pedestrian crossing, anything where there's a potential hazard for pedestrians to be using or accessing the road. It's to keep that part of the road clear so no one parks in it, so other traffic can see pedestrians waiting or crossing, and whatnot.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
One, can you?
Yeah, them ones you're not allowed to park on at all.
Okay.
Dan is saying, I didn't know a child could have a blue badge, just thought it was for people with a driving license age. No, anyone is entitled to a blue badge if they meet a set of criteria. So Connor, with his autism and ADHD, if he gets out the car and there's a car close next to him, he has the potential to panic, especially if it's busy and there's another car coming past. With the noise, it's got the potential to cause him to panic and he will run.
Yeah.
So we have a blue badge for him, so he's got more room around him when the car doors open. So blue badges aren't just for people of driving license age, they are for anyone if you meet a set of criteria.
Yeah.
You can go in any car. Obviously, the only stipulation, which obviously makes common sense, is it's in essence Connor's blue badge because on the back it's got his photo and name on the back.
Yeah, so it's Connor's badge. So Connor has to be in the vehicle with us.
It can be any vehicle. It can be shown in any vehicle as long as, in essence, Connor's there.
So we couldn't take him to school and then us go shopping and park in a disabled bay.
Yeah.
He's at school.
And I'm not paying £1,000 fine for court.
Literally every piece of detail has a pin injection mark on it.
I'm going to send you mine back.
Yeah, you should. That'd be fair.
I have got a really, really random question to ask Kalyn.
Yeah.
You're speaking to Connor, just reminded me, because Connor's getting into the habit of whinging, because every Sunday we have a Sunday roast.
Uh-huh.
And Connor says, "Oh, why do we have to have this every Sunday?" So yeah, it's tradition. We have a Sunday roast on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And I just wondered if over in America you have anything like that.
So it depends on your family. To be honest, my grandparents, which I was raised with, it was tradition. That was what we did every Sunday. And sometimes it was just us, and sometimes it would be with friends and family. And I think now, as generations are changing and things like that, it's becoming less and less common. But some families still do it. And it was something that I don't know if I necessarily appreciated it when I was younger, but it's something that I kind of appreciate now. And it's, like Melissa's family's pretty good about, for certain occasions, we get together. So we actually go over to her parents' house quite a bit, but not like every week.
Yeah. I always wonder, because obviously over here we always say the Great British Roast and all this and that. So I actually wondered, well, is it actually an us thing, or is it actually something done in other parts of the world?
Yeah, I think like you would find a lot of families in like around like Kenny's area, neck of the world, I think it's more common.
Mm.
And Lynn was saying we used to when I was younger. Now I'm by myself, so no.
See, I don't really remember having a Sunday roast when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But I make a big fuss of it now. I have to have a Sunday roast every Sunday.
Yeah. Well, it's good for you, especially as a family that's not together during the entire week, to, to have that family time.
Oh, yes. Whether the kids like it or not.
Yeah.
That's one of the things you jokingly said, isn't it? It's like, no, you can't work on a Sunday because it means we get no Sunday roast.
Yep.
See, and that's fair. My grandparents, they kind of believed in that day of rest or family time.
Well, that was a drill then.
Sorry, my wife is vacuuming.
So, talk about Sunday dinners. Kenny is off for Sunday dinner. Fun stream, and I will catch you all later. See you later, Kenny. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kenny.
Yeah, take care, Kenny.
And Dan, I had a Sunday roasting once when I was a kid. Was a naughty boy. Yes, someone else got one of them today. But that's my Victory, the hull all glued together.
Very nice.
I've just got to paint the outside of it. And put the quarter deck on. But I've got a bit more painting to do to the quarter deck. Oh. Put that up there, that board. You finished taking mick out of my accent?
No, but you do it every time my Yorkshire twang kicks in.
Lynn is saying, okay, who's hoovering? It's not me. It's not Nat. She doesn't know what a hoover looks like. Sort of given up on following the paint instructions for this as well.
Why am I not surprised?
My choice of colours are a lot better than theirs.
There you go. Yeah, I haven't gotten that far. I'm gonna use what's on hand though.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to mute again. Oh, maybe not. All right, she's slowing down. Yeah, we if we don't vacuum and sweep almost every day or at least every other day, Holly, who is our 65-pound Chow German Shepherd mix, she sheds like you wouldn't believe. And I mean, we can brush her for hours and hair still comes off of her.
It's the same with Nat. She brushes her hair for hours and still comes back. You go to run a bath and you have to pull all hair out to plug hole. Worse than a dog.
So the bell has a covering on it.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Ah, bugger it.
What?
I should have put some bits on first. Never mind. I'll paint them up and stick them on best I can.
Yikes.
What?
They are just shocking.
Yep. That's what you've got to work with.
Gee, thanks.
I can cut them out for you. I need 2 sets.
Yeah,
Have you concluded as to whether or not the gyro cut was a worthy investment?
in all honesty, yes. Because I think the problem is, I think again, because it's Hachette standard of material, it's not. It doesn't seem to be cutting it, but yet the material I did for the video, and especially I've done paper and card bits. Best thing I ever got.
How long does the blade last?
That much I honestly couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Because admittedly I've not. Because obviously the only craft bit really I'm doing is my quilt, and like I say, unfortunately the material's just too shit to use with it.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's not got used that much, but I can't. I think it's also it varies on what you're going to use it with.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, if you use it with, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I don't know if leather would be able to fit a bit more Lewis than fabric.
Yeah.
Oh, that was weird.
What to do?
Oh,
Hello.
yeah, it did that on its own. Interesting.
Got gremlins.
See, guess it doesn't matter what direction this goes. I don't know. I'm just going to put it on this way and call it good. Probably should do a lot more painting before I close everything up. Or do any painting for that matter. I don't know. This isn't going to matter a whole lot. And I can get in there with the paintbrush, I reckon. Yeah, it's one thing about the Tamiya paints that I actually do like is their ability to dry brush. But sometimes you have to put on do it a couple of times. So that's what I'm hoping with maybe that life color. I also wanted to try the Ammo by MIG because I was told they have really good pigment. Like it's a lot. Usually one coat will do it if you're brushing it on or dry brushing or even just wet. But I haven't tried them yet. There's another AK, the AK brand. Have you tried those?
Of what, sorry?
Of the AK paints.
I have some AK paints. I think make game model. Mainly washes. Oh
Yeah, I've seen those.
Mainly them sort of things I've got. I think that's probably the only one I've got. Yeah, and then colour back for German naval ships.
Yeah, I wanted to. That's when I was looking, because you got the Vallejo faces and bodies, and then also the the leather one.
Yeah.
And I almost thought about getting those, but Ammo by MiG makes a similar pack, and I'm on the fence of which one to get. And I have no experience with Ammo by MiG. My limited experience with Vallejo is sometimes it looks plasticky.
Mm-hmm.
But I think their flats would look fairly decent. I haven't tried any of their flats. If they even have them, I don't know.
I mean, I choose my paints by what I've got available around me.
Yeah.
So we have a shop that's near us called Boys. And they do Vallejo paints. So I choose to go for that rather than waiting for it to come online.
Yeah. Yeah, the store that just dropped it. Where'd it go? I don't know where it went. There it is. But yeah, we have the only hobby. Well, there's a couple of different hobby stores, but the one in Medford, they mostly do like RC stuff, and it's like they're getting rid of a lot of their plastic model stuff, and so their paint selection is fairly limited.
Yeah.
I do use Spray Gunner and Sprue Brothers, but again, they don't have everything either. Oh yeah, that is so weird. Lynn was saying gremlins are back. Yeah, it's so weird. It's like doing stuff on its own. Maybe because we're over 3 hours, Streamlabs was trying to tell us something.
You're working too hard.
Yeah. I just I have to re-up my Cyberlink stuff this month. and I think I'm going to stay with Cyberlink as my editing platform. Adobe is just a little bit more expensive, and you get it. I don't know. You get a few different things that Cyberlink doesn't have, but Cyberlink has been their editing software has been really easy to use, and I enjoy it. That free one that I told you guys about, the DaVinci, it's probably one of the best and most professional ones out there, but it's a little bit more complicated than, for me at least.
That is, I think, the understatement of the decade.
Yeah. You almost have to be one of those people that can actually build your own computer to sort out how to use it.
Yeah, you didn't get to play with it, Lewis, because literally installed it, had to play back with a few videos, got ready to throw my laptop out the window. It's like, no, uninstall it.
Yeah. You literally have to understand the editing process and all of that, and you have to physically tell it where to put stuff or what to do. Whereas in Cyberlink, it's just a drop and edit and play.
I don't do any editing.
No. Yeah, Phil from Screwverse, his son does a lot of his. He'll send the videos to his son, and his son does all the editing. And he's like, that would be nice.
I'm waiting for Connor to get older.
Oh, he's going to be a whiz at it.
In his spare time, when he's not chasing tornadoes.
Yeah. Has he discovered the hurricanes that are more prevalent in southern America?
I think he's tarred them all with the same brush, hasn't he?
I think you're right. It's just a massively larger version of a tornado.
Yeah, I don't think it helps because it's like one of the few things that we let him on actual YouTube for is for the tornado videos.
Yeah.
And I think a guy, I think it's called Hank Heathcost or something, who's a tornado chaser, and I think it's more because there's more videos. I think they're more graphic and actually show proper uphand of tornadoes rather than hurricanes. I think that's what's keeping his fascination, really.
Yeah.
Although it's still, I don't know if it's morbid or fascinating, the fact that literally he will tell you facts that he's remembered, like one of the biggest ever hurricanes was in this country in that year and it killed X amount of people. It's like,
wow.
It's like, it'll start throwing us questions, won't it? It's like, oh, in which tornado did X amount of people die? It's like, I haven't got the foggiest, Connor.
Yeah.
It's like, you tried the other week, didn't you, try and get him into something different? I think it was Lancaster, weren't it? It's like, he seemed interested, but I think no sooner had Lewis stopped talking, he was soon looking at tornado and talking about tornado.
Yeah. Well, maybe if he, do you, for the Lancaster experience, do you get viewers, or can they watch it?
Yeah, they can watch it on a TV.
I wonder if that will maybe pique some more interest in him.
No.
We did try it, and I think we did half an hour last time, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I think we did about 5-10 minutes, or Connor did, and everything else just seemed to interest him.
Yeah.
Although we did have a model railway set, which didn't help.
Is Paige into the aircraft?
No, I think it's a general interest, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
But very much with her, it's fairies, rainbows, and
Unicorns.
really. Yeah, oh, yes.
Unicorns of many colors.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, to have the imagination of a 6-year-old.
Oh, yes.
Well, I'm sure as she gets a bit older, I'm sure she'll find something that starts piquing her interest in reality, shall we say.
Yeah. Oh, and Chris K. How's it going, Chris? Glad you could join us.
Evening, Chris.
What is this? Did Lewis wake you up and make you get on the bench? Yes, he did. No. He's actually, looks like he's actually still working on the Victory, so I was not sure how long it would last. That's even for me, but actually I'm kind of enjoying what I'm doing right now as long as I don't look too closely at it. I feel like I'm making some progress.
If it makes you feel any better, Kalyn, has even exceeded my expectations of how long it would stay on the bench.
If I'd have known that, I would have given up a while ago and got a new kit out.
No. What have you told Paige a couple of times?
Oh no. Yeah. He's trying to beat that out of her. Trying to get her to do one thing at a time.
Oh yes. Well, I think she's got what?
3.
Yeah, 3 things on the go. And it's like, no, finish what you've got and then you can start something new.
Yeah, I can totally understand that though. You know, as Lewis can. Because I do the same thing. I'm like, oh, I get this bored with one thing and want to go on to the next and then come back eventually to what I was working on. Because it's new and exciting, or if I get a new kit, like, oh, I have to start it. But trying to contain myself. That's why the 1350 hood is still sitting up there, because I want to do that one justice and take my time building it. So that one will be prep for the 1200 hood. Did she start any of the kits that she won?
Yeah.
Yeah, she started the
one with the elephant.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
The big one.
And Lewis is coveting the other one, the really nice print.
No, it's still in Paige's stash drawer at the moment.
He might have to acquire one for himself at some point.
Oh, I'd say it's definitely going to be on your wish list, isn't it?
It's a bit further up the wish list than that.
Yeah.
It's coming tomorrow.
No, it's not coming tomorrow.
No, but Paige's is coming into my stash tomorrow.
No, it's not. I can always get you one for Christmas, but it means you get back instead of a ship.
That's not
Which
fair.
one do you want more?
You should get one of each. That's how the rules work. One chip and one figure.
Yeah. Kalyn's spoken, so must be true.
That's fine. So it doubles my allowance for Christmas then.
I think last year you spent your allowance for the next 10 years.
I did not.
Yeah, you did.
No. We evened it out.
We didn't. You blew mine out of the water, literally.
Yes. And why did we say that? Because you...
Well, what's this we business?
I mentioned to you...
What's this we business?
That you may sound petty, but it's the fact that you was having a lot more spent compared to myself. It's like you'll get like £300-400 models, and I would get like 50 quid.
Even that was too much.
So it's like, no, it's like we need to start even out. So he's right, okay, so we'll have one big thing and then we even it out. I like presents for the next big child.
Oh, that's another ship I want. If the 1350 USS Texas, Lynn says she's got one in her closet and won't build it until I get better at building. But work right now is just stressful and no time to build. The USS Texas is another beautiful, beautiful ship, and I would love to build that in 1/200 scale. I can't remember. I checked ScaleMates the other day about the USS Texas, and the 1350 is obviously available, like Lynn has. But I can't remember if it was the Texas that is coming out eventually pretty soon in 1/200, or if it was another ship. But
apparently they're supposed to be doing Belfast in 1/200.
I saw that. I'm curious about that one too.
I am, being as the picture they put up on it wasn't Belfast.
It wasn't?
No. Because they named it as HMS Belfast, but the actual picture wasn't Belfast.
Yeah, sometimes they do that. I notice, like, they'll say coming soon and it'll be the wrong picture. I've never built the Airfix ship.
I built one. It was HMS Invincible. But they really don't do many 1350.
No, it didn't look like it.
No. I think they've got HMS Dragon. That's about the only one they've got.
Chris K was saying when the SR-71 is done, he's going to be doing the 1350. I can never say this right. The Prince Eugen. Prince
Eugen.
Eugen.
Jürgen.
Yeah, because there's no E at the end, so it's Eugen, right?
Something like that.
That is very cool, Chris. I look forward to seeing that. That is one that's like on my wish list down the road, maybe.
At least everyone's doing it in the right scale.
Yeah. Although 1/200 would be much better.
Yes. Bigger is always better.
I've been watching Ron Calverley, and he was saying that somebody on the internets, not sure who it is building a 1/100 Bismarck. And I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming either it's scratch built or it has to be, because I I don't know of a company that makes a 1/100, and that would be absolutely amazing, because even on the 1/200, some of the detail is so small.
But then you'd get the same on the 1/200 though, and 1/100 though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because they can put more detail in.
Yeah. But we weren't telling that bit. Prince Eugen. Prince Eugen. That one.
Yeah.
What Chris said. Scharnhorst is already out in 1/200.
By Trumpeter?
I'm certain it is.
Oh. Prince Eugen. Lynn's having internet issues. Time to tell them on Wednesday. Oh, it's back. Yeah, it keeps coming in and out for her, I guess. And Chris is saying, aren't this year's 1/200 kits I can never say that. Is it, how did you say it? Gnisu?
Is it Gneisenhauer? Gnizu? I don't know. Gneisen.
Scharnhorst or whatever.
Scharnhorst.
Oh, and Chris was saying the 1/100 Bismarck is an RC ship. Interesting. Never seen it. Would be really so this is just one of those random things that popped into my brain for some strange reason, but
it's nothing like building a HMS Victory, is it?
No. No, okay. But one of the things that I think would be really kind of fascinating, and somebody may have already done this, but I don't know, is you know how there's those the model train people, how they all build those, you know, massive sets with the moving trains and everything and all the stuff in the background. Mm-hmm. It would be really cool if somebody built a moving, like, functional battle diorama of a ship battle or something, or just of the ships moving around the area.
You know, that's a really good idea, Kalyn.
I'm not going to do it.
When you get it started, let's keep us informed how it's going. What scale are you thinking of doing it
in? Pass.
I think 1/120th scale.
1/20th?
Yeah. Or 20th scale.
Now what is she vacuuming? She's
your model stash.
Yeah. Well, I think she was originally waiting for me to be done with the live stream, and then she just gave up, which I don't blame her.
If you need to go, buddy, we can.
Oh, no. We don't have any plans today, so. I was actually kind of surprised that last weekend, which was Memorial Day weekend, I was halfway expecting her parents, like usually her mom would plan like a family dinner get together, and we didn't. So I was actually kind of shocked. So we had a quiet Memorial Day at home.
Hmm.
And what do you guys call yours? Remembrance Day?
Yeah, Remembrance Day, Remembrance Sunday. The 11th of September.
Chris is saying, I want to get a hull to build the 1/48 scale USS Fletcher or USS Ward. Sorry, I'm going to have to mute. She's ooh.
I'm sorry, I'm just concentrating. I said concentrating down, not constipated. That would be massive, though, wouldn't it? 1/48 Fletcher or Ward.
Yeah, you'd think that would be pretty big.
Hmm.
Hmm. 41. Oh, there they are. Funny that their instructions even tell you to tape certain parts on when you're gluing them. They spent more time on the instructions than they did the kit.
I think this is one of Revell's highly detailed kit.
It shouldn't be a level 2, it should be a level 10.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris was saying Fletcher is it's 95 feet with a 10-foot beam, and the Ward is 79 feet with the 7.5-foot beam. That is tiny, actually. So that wouldn't be a bad scale.
No. I've been given my marching orders.
Yeah, it's been it's getting late for you.
Yeah, it's 5 past midnight.
And you're probably at a good spot to stop. So I will try to continue on this at some point in the next couple of weeks and try to get more done so that next time I can show you something with paint on it, or primer at least.
I've managed to get the hull glued together. It's both decks on. Got the rope done, all the little wooden bits. All the cannons are done, thankfully.
It looks good.
And
Oh, and he said those are inches, not feet. So that's the kit length.
oh, right.
Fair enough.
95 inches long.
That's pretty big.
That is very big. A 10-inch beam. Board is 79 inches. A 7.5-inch beam. I'm just trying to work on tidying up the stern of the ship with all them stupid little windows. I think I know how I'm going to do it now. I'm going to get the windows painted in. No, I'm not. I'm going to get the yellow done. I'm going to get the windows put in. A bit neater than what I have been doing. And then I'm going to do the black with a really fine brush through it, just to tidy it up a bit. Doesn't have to be exact, spot on. You could even go over with a black wash, because that'll at least keep majority of the yellow there, rather than covering it up and just get into the recesses where it's supposed to be black.
All right, bye, Lynn. Take care.
Yeah, see you later, Lynn. I am.
Yeah, no, that's a good plan. Actually, I think it's already. It looks really nice.
Thank you. It's not. It's a pain in the backside, Kalyn.
Yeah.
I'm the person who sent it to me.
So, all right. Well, yeah, I've got quite a bit done actually, considering where I was at. So it was a good time spent. Thanks for joining me tonight.
You're welcome.
And Chris says Nat says it's time to tell your friends good night and come inside.
Oh yes.
Yeah. That's it. Playtime's over.
Playtime's over. So with that, I am going to say goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
And thank you everybody that joined us, and have a great week.
Yes, I second that. Thank you very much.